guys, welcome back to another video. Oh, yep. So I got my hair done today. I think it turned out really good. She did an amazing job with my hair. So it's kind of staticky because, but I wanted to talk to you guys about a little something about like some situations and some other things that have been happening. Recently, my ex-boyfriend, my abusive ex, I'm not going to name names because it's rude to do that, has been exposing me and saying all these terrible things to me and was disrespecting me and hurting my feelings, and he has been saying stuff and like blaming me for his behavior and his actions. And he was saying that when I was with him, that I cheated on him, that I lied to him, that I betrayed him, that I played him, all of those things. And that he did not threaten to hurt or kill my family or my mom or my animals, when I know for a fact that he did. You don't accidentally send those kind of things to people. It was no accident. And I found out a lot of truth about him, and that's not even funny. Like, that was outrageous, the truth that I have found out about him. The reason why I would blow up his phone, and I'm going to be honest, the reason why I did blow up my ex's phone one time and try to get him to get back together with me was because I thought that he was going to behave. It was also because I still cared, and he's going to say, and he's going to be on here, he's going to come on here and be like, no, she didn't care, and, all those things, but in reality, I did care. It's just that, at the time, it was really difficult to care about it, because he wouldn't admit to his actions, and he would always say these things to manipulate me into believing that he was innocent, and I was the one that was in the wrong. No. That was very narcissistic. And the picture, or that video that said, I'm only smiling for the camera, when I was doing that selfie video that he pointed out, the reason why I did that was because it was true. I wasn't truly happy with him in that picture because of how badly that he treated me. I tolerated it, and yeah, I've gotten back with him several times, and I try to get back with him several times because I thought that he was going to get better. I thought that he was going to do what he needed to do to be an adult, and he did not do that. He did not want to come out and be honest and say, hey, I'm sorry that I did this. I should not have done this. It doesn't matter. And he would say, well, you made me mad, and so this is why I'm doing this. No. If you're angry at your girlfriend, this is the whole deal. When you're mad, you need to come out and say, hey, I'm angry. I'm going to go and take a break, and then we'll talk. The reason why I would let him calm down, but the reason why I would blow up his phone when he was mad at me was because I was angry with him because of the things that he would tell me. He would say, I'm going to label some things. He said he hated me. He called me a slut. He called me a whore. He told me to kill myself. He told me to die. He said that he wished death on me. He was talking badly about my best friend because she would intervene and try to help me, and he would get mad at her and yell at her. Nobody told him about the whole family time thing when it came to his ex-best friend. Nobody came to him. Nobody came to him about that. So I don't know how he found out. I might have accidentally said something, but in reality, he was wrong for his behavior, and I don't even think I even did say something. I think that he found out, somebody must have told him. I don't know. But anyway, it wasn't my fault. He made the decisions, and another thing is, when it came to the reason why we had family time, because of for Riley, was one of the reasons was, I think it was because I think what happened was because Julius and I, we did wrong. We should not have done what we did at his his ex-best friend's house. Like, I should not have done that. We should not have done that. But the other thing is, he did turn it around. He said that I was the one that didn't stop and all that stuff. In reality, he didn't stop. I told him that he needs to stop doing it because they didn't like it. It wasn't appropriate. And I understood the reason. And I told him, hey, we need to stop. And other people have said, so I did tell him. I did say, hey, you need to stop this. But he did not listen. In reality, he just continued to act up. He did not listen. So, of course, he's going to turn it on me because this is what he does. He is the type of guy that will turn it on you. So any girl that, if he is dating you, if any girls are watching this and have anything to do with him, watch out, because he is out to get me, and he's going to say that I did everything wrong, when in reality, no. I didn't do anything that serious. I might have done wrong, but the reason why I did wrong was because he did wrong, and so I was getting back at him, and I kept getting back at him, and I'm getting back at him again. So this whole game that he's playing, exposing me, sure, I'm fine with that. He can continue to expose me, because that gives me evidence to show to the judge if I need to go to the courthouse and get a restraining order on him for doing this to me. So if you're watching this, dude, you know what? Fuck you, okay? And on the whole thing with Eric, I became friends with him again after me and you ended things. So, yeah, I'm not going to stop being friends with him. I went to school with him. I don't give a rat's ass if you thought it was cheating. It wasn't cheating. He's gay, okay? So, that's another deal. Another thing is, also, I'm hanging out with him tomorrow, so ha. Another thing is that my messages were not open. They were not open. They were not open. They were not open at all. I gave you my phone to order the Uber that we were going to do when I was down there. And you chose to go on my phone. So, yeah, he did choose to go on my phone to look through my messages. He's saying that my messages were open. They were not. And I also have some evidence to show you guys. And so, there's that too. He was wrong because he did wrong to me. He disrespected me. And of course, he's not going to come clean and say that he disrespected me, because what kind of man does that? No man's going to come out and say that they disrespected me. And I'm charging my old iPhone right now, and I have a whole bunch of text messages and stuff like that and some fun things that he did say about me. So that's going to be a very fun little thing to show you guys. A bunch of mean and terrible things that he has said. I might have said some terrible things to him, but he says some terrible things to me. And the reason why I pretended to end my life and I was doing that to scare him, to get him to realize that he was in the wrong. He wasn't a nice man, a lot of guys like this, they're gonna say, oh my God, my girlfriend's wrong for this. And she won't admit it. And he's telling me to make a public apology, and then he'll stop exposing me. No, I don't need to apologize for anything. If anybody should be apologizing, it's him. Because when it comes to that, I shouldn't have to feel bad for something that I didn't necessarily do. I'm going to put it like in this kind of situation. On this little thing here. One, I found out that when I was in Texas that he did cheat on me. He did come out and say that he cheated on me. He has lied to me multiple times, gave me crap, and whenever I would give him attitude about him talking to these girls, because a lot of these girls, they were friends with him, but I don't think that they were, he would say they're his friends, but I don't think they were just his friends. I think that they were girls that he was talking to get away from me and trying to make me mad, and so he cheated on me with other girls and gave me an attitude and made me upset and didn't really care about me, about how I reacted. So like whenever I got upset with him, when I found out that he cheated, I got mad, and he would say I'm overreacting about him being friends with girls. In reality, I wasn't overreacting about it. I knew that those girls were not his friends because I could tell by his face. When I saw that picture of him and this one girl on Instagram saying he had fun with this pretty girl. But yeah, he never called me pretty. He never really complimented me very much at all. I would ask him, hey, do I look good? And he's like, yeah, you're okay. But yet he would call these other girls beautiful, gorgeous, everything. He would never try to wife me up. He would never, ever, ever say how pretty I am. He would never hype me up with adorable compliments and all those things. But, you know, this is the whole deal. The guy I'm with now, he will like throw compliments at me. He would want to spend time with me all the time. He only has eyes for me. He only cares about me. And the guy that I did end up breaking up with, the other dude I didn't break up with him. He broke up with me because, I don't know. He wanted to isolate himself and he was always running away from his problems instead of, I don't know, coming out and being honest. And a lot of the guys I did date, they weren't as bad as the guy that abused me, the guy that exposed me. And I'm not going to say his name because it's rude. But I will say that a lot of the guys I did date after him, they weren't as bad as he was. He disrespected me. He would call me names. He would say how much he hated me. He would tell me to die. He would disrespect my mom. And he would talk terrible about my dad, saying how much my dad hated me, saying all these things. And then he would blame my ex for being in his head when in reality, he was never in his head. And, you know, I really cared about him until he fucked up and did me dirty the way that he did. So I'm going to show you some of the messages. So that way you guys kind of know what's going on.
Okay. So, what I found out was, I don't date people who accuse me of lying when I passed out. That's what I said. And then he said, no, I didn't. I said, you said I lied, so it's over. He said, I didn't accuse you. And then it put, I'm blocking this number. I'm done with this. Since you want to lie to me, I'm done. Fine, I'll have mom call your mom and tell them that you didn't help me. Because I didn't lie. He's like, no, because I didn't lie. And he said, I didn't mean it like that. I said, thanks a lot. He said, I didn't mean it like that. I said, just stop, okay? You said enough. He said, I didn't mean it. I said, you said enough. He's like, no, I didn't. I said, you did. You said enough. He's like, no, it isn't like that. And then I walks away, and he's like talked about this. I'm like, no. If we don't, I'm blocking this number.
Threaten me and say that he was going to block my number if we didn't talk about it. And the reason why I didn't want to talk to him about it was because he wasn't nice to me when I did ever talk to him about these situations. He would get mad at me and not want to admit to his wrongdoing. And he'd be like, oh, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yeah, he did. He meant it. You know, when you're dating a girl, you don't treat her like this. No.
So I did have an anxiety attack. And I said, I'm telling mom what happened and how I passed out and that she will contact your mom. You didn't help me or anything like you're supposed to. So, you know, boyfriend's supposed to help their girl if the girl passed out. That I did help. I texted you over and over again. That's what he said. I said, you didn't. You said I lied when I didn't. I didn't answer because I passed out. Damn it, Julius. That's what I said. And it said, because you keep declining my call. I said, I didn't decline it. He said, I'm never talking to you again. I'm done with this. By the way, I'm not getting my TV back. Thanks a lot. And then I said, you won't apologize, so that's what you get. He said, I'm done. Just go. My mom doesn't need to know about this. I said, so basically,
he did wrong, and he wouldn't admit to his behavior. He would never admit that he was wrong for his behavior at all. It was always him trying to get things mixed up and blame me. Like, I did nothing but care. And he's going to say this, but no. You know, I care too much. It's ridiculous. It was ridiculous because I cared, and you know, he didn't really care that much about anything. Anyway, that was what was said. But yeah, so if you guys want a part 2, put it in the comments. If not, I might still make one, but I hope you guys comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.